Hey everyone, it's Brad here. First, I guess I should just say long time no see. It's been a while since I've been active on really any public social media channels, and I just want to start things off by saying I'm sorry that I have been totally absent and that support requests submitted in that time frame have largely gone unhandled, at least by me. I think as a team of two developers, me and Lucas lean pretty heavily on the rest of the community to provide support at times that are really busy and also on our detailed documentation. And let me tell you, things have been really busy. For one, you'll probably notice that I am in a new room, and that's because I moved. So I'm still in San Francisco, but I'm in a new neighborhood, new apartment, and it's closer to our big park, and the rent is cheaper, and I have more roommates, so that's been cool. But anyway, related to work, from September up through the end of 2024, me and Lucas were seeking funding to continue development work on our project. And I'm happy to report that we found it via some longtime friends who are interested in the work that we're doing with volumetrics right now, and also just our vision for 3D for the long-term future. It's been a long journey so far, as those of you who have been kind of present for the whole thing will remember. From the conception of Expanse as a pandemic bedroom project in 2020, up through the release of the HDRP plugin, which so many of you guys used to create things that I never would have imagined myself, and now to the past year and a half of research on new ideas. And concerning that last part, so far I've been holding off on revealing too much, but I'm happy to say that now we're far enough along that I can actually share some details today. It's crazy to say, but I've been studying volumetric rendering for about 6 years now, and in that time I've learned a lot about how volumetrics are handled in game engines and 3D engines writ large. Typically, volumetric content is split up into categories. For example, clouds, fog, atmospheres, particle VFX, etc. And each of these categories has its own rendering and authoring systems that make strong assumptions that severely limit the types of scenarios that you can compose. On top of that, each of these systems has to try its best to play nicely with the others, even though ultimately that's an impossibility because they're fundamentally different from each other. 2 years ago, Lucas and I had an idea. If you could build a system that treats all volumetric objects as fundamentally the same, it would unlock an entirely new workflow. One where volumetric effects are first-class actors in the digital world that respond organically to changes in lighting in the environment and also to each other. 2 years later, we've finished building the first version of this system, and startlingly, the results have surpassed even our highest expectations. Built on top of Unreal Engine 5, Expanse is capable of rendering cinema-quality volumetrics at game-ready frame rates. But it wasn't easy to get there. We had to invent a lot of shit. Expanse's foundation is a novel render target specifically designed for deep compositing volumetric objects of vastly different scales. So from cigarette smoke all the way to cumulonimbus clouds. We've solved many of the major algorithmic problems in this area, including depth aliasing, which has plagued real-time volumetric rendering systems since their inception. This render target is designed to support a software variant of variable rate shading, a heuristic based on contrast, level of detail, and partial occlusion drives our adaptive resolution scheme to improve rendering performance by an order of magnitude with minimal loss in quality. We feed this rendering system with a unique lossily compressed volumetric data format that can be sampled on the GPU. Our method achieves compression ratios of up to 30x, enabling you to use cinema quality assets from Houdini, EmberGen, or our own upcoming simulation platform in your real-time experiences. To put that in perspective, you could fit 10,000 of these smoke plumes on a GTX 1080's VRAM at the same time. We've also developed a new state-of-the-art real-time lighting model for participating media, which allows us to achieve near photorealistic results for highly scattering objects like clouds, up to 30,000 times faster than traditional path tracing. And there's more coming. We're actively working on volumetric global illumination, a GPU volumetric path tracer for shots where that extra ounce of quality really matters, a volumetric simulation sharing platform powered by our lightning fast compression algorithm, and mobile and Unity support, to name a few things. All of this makes me even more excited to announce that Expanse Volumetrics will debut with an open paid alpha before the end of 2025. The only way we're going to make this tool great is through community feedback and support, and I'm just really excited to see what you all think of this once you get your hands on it. Another thing, in light of the fact that Expanse Skies, our HDRP product, is no longer under active development, I'm going to lower the price from $120 USD to $40 USD. This was a tough decision for me because I don't want people to feel slighted by the fact that they maybe bought the plugin at a higher price and now it's coming down to a lower price, and they timed it improperly. But I think that given that we're not really developing any new features for it anymore and we're basically just doing maintenance, it feels like the right thing to do in this case. And finally, we'll be doing a better job of staying on top of Discord messages in the coming months. I'd also encourage everybody to subscribe to our Substack, which I started recently. I'll put a link to it in the description, but basically there we're just going to be writing blog posts about honestly kind of just whatever we feel like, but as long as it's tangentially related to 3D in some way. So hopefully we'll continue this conversation on the Discord server, but for now I'll just say thank you for your support and keep your head in the clouds.